Hey everybody, welcome to Busy Moms Yoga. Thank you for stopping by for this gentle flow today, focusing on just feeling good, releasing some tension, finding the calm amongst the chaos, and really just taking a few moments to ourselves. So let's get ourselves set up today with a mat. Blocks, if you happen to have them, not necessary, but always come in handy. Soup cans or books can work just as effectively. If you have a little tension in the knees or some discomfort in the knees, maybe a blanket underneath for a little additional cushion, a little extra support. If you like to play some calming music in the background, always encouraged. And when you're ready, just find a nice, comfortable, easy Sukhasana seat on your mat. And we'll take a few moments just to find our breath. Sitting up nice and tall. Find length through the spine. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. And let your sit bones ground you underneath. Feel your mat. And start to slow the breath. Maybe find a soft gaze with your eyes. Or close your eyes if you feel safe. And just let everything slow down around us. Be a little grateful for giving ourselves this time. Let's take some nice deep inhales through the nose, filling up the lungs. And open mouth, exhale, let it go. A couple more breaths just like that. Finding the calm, let the heart rate slow down. Letting go of the to-do list, letting go of the stress, the tension, and just be present here on your mat. One more full breath in through the nose. And exhale, let it go. Maybe flutter the eyes open. And we'll start to bring in some movement here. So when you're ready, bring your left hand down to the mat next to you. Right arm's going to reach overhead for a nice side body stretch. Keep the sit bones attached to the mat. And just opening up that right side body. Feel the space between the ribs as you breathe. And on the next inhale, come back up to center with both hands. Exhale, drop the right hand down. This time, left arm reaches over top. And again, keeping that left sit bone connected to your mat. And breathe. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Again, creating that space in between each rib, filling up the lungs. And let's flow this a little bit. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left hand comes down. Empty out. Inhale, come back up to center. And exhale. And you keep going here. Your breath, finding length through the spine, space between each rib. One more time on each side. Really wakening up the top half of your body. And then come back up to center, lift the gaze, and exhale, hands to center. All right, let's take it to some neck stretches here. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Try not to lift the left shoulders to meet the ears. Just let your head sort of tilt down to one side as you feel that nice stretch along the right side of your neck. And breathe. Keep the length in your spine, maybe engage the core a little bit, bringing that belly button towards your spine. And nice and slow, switch sides, right ear to right shoulder. Finding that space on the left side of your neck. And return to center. Beautiful. Open those arms nice and wide here. We're going to give ourselves a nice squeeze and a hug. So wrap your arms around your shoulders to your back. Spread your fingertips out nice and wide. Lift the elbows up a bit, kind of opening up those shoulders. And before we unwind here, pay attention to which arm you have on top. And inhale, open those wings back up, spread the fingertips wide. And on your next exhale, cross the arms opposite this time. So whichever arm was on top before is now on the bottom. Again, lift the elbows up a bit. And exhale, open up. Let's do that one more time on each side, spreading the fingertips nice and wide. Reach for the opposite sides of the room. Exhale and hug. Inhale, open up. And one more time, big hug, spread the fingertips. And exhale. All right, release, give the arms and the shoulders a little bit of a shake, loosen up the top half, and we're gonna take it to a tabletop. So coming onto your hands and your knees here, any wiggles that you might need along the way, spread your fingertips out nice and wide on your mat, almost like your pointer fingers are pointing forward. Untuck the toes, shoulders stacked over the wrists, hips stacked over the knees, engage the core. Let's take it to some cat-cows to start. So when you're ready, inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, arch your back, and exhale, round the spine, pushing away with your hands and your shins. Bring your chin to your chest. Inhale, drop the belly and lift. And exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Take a few more rounds at your pace here. Let it feel good. No rush. Really try to empty out those lungs on your exhale. And when you're ready, join me again in that neutral tabletop. We're going to take it to some hip circles here. So sending the hips back almost as if you were getting into a child's pose, and then coming forward. Maybe work your breath into it. Inhale as you come forward, exhale as you send the hips back. But just getting some real good 360 movement here through many of the joints, moving our wrists around, our hips, even the vertebrae in our spine, and reverse directions here as well. Create that movement. And let's just stretch out the wrist for a moment. Take one hand, flip the palm up towards the sky. Fingertips are pointing towards your knees. And just a little pressure, maybe not full weight in that hand. And then switch sides. Got to give a little love to the wrists. And coming back to that neutral tabletop, tuck your toes, send the hips up and back for our first downward dog. And take a minute here. Any wiggles that you need to get out. Maybe pedal the legs. Take it slow, no rush. Oh, feel the creaks and the cracks, ankles and toes. Maybe sway the hips from side to side. Really sending the hips up towards the sky. My favorite, I like to come onto my tiptoes, sending the weight into my hands, and then flow that back to the heels just a couple times. And find stillness in our downward dog. Let's return to our breath for a moment. Remembering why we're here today, even if it's just a few minutes to ourselves. Drop the knees towards the outer edges of the mat. Untuck the toes, send the hips back, child's pose. You can bring your head down to the mat or maybe prop a block underneath. And take another minute just to return to our breath. Maybe feeling a little lighter, a little looser. Nice and slow, start to rise back up to that tabletop. Keep your blocks handy if you have them. Not necessary, but keep them handy. I'm going to bring the right foot towards the top of your mat and just kind of scooch it closer towards the top so you're in a bit of a low lunge here with an angle on that left quad. And when we're in our low lunge, you always have the option to prop your blocks on either side of your right foot. We're going to send the heart forward here just for a moment, feeling a nice stretch in that left hip flexor, right knee over the right ankle, shoulders away from the ears, sending the heart forward. Take a nice big inhale here. And on your exhale, start to send the hips back, straighten out that right leg, and the right toes come up towards the ceiling. And just start to fold, hinging at the hips over that right leg in a half split, feeling a nice deep stretch of the hamstrings on the right side. And if it feels good, hold it here. Or maybe you want to take it to a little bit of a flow, inhaling, coming into that lunge, sending the heart forward. Exhale, hips come back. Inhale, back to your lunge. And just feel that nice opening through the front of your quad, in the hips. Coming up nice and tall when you're in your lunge. And last time, come back forward into that lunge. Move the blocks out of the way, or maybe just prop them on their lowest height under your left hand only. We're going to tuck the back toes. Option to lift that left knee up off the mat or leave it right where it is, but we're going to take it to a twist. So maybe try out both. Sorry for giving you my back here. But maybe try to lift that left knee up towards the sky and feeling your strong leg support underneath you. Opening up to the right side, sending the heart towards the ceiling, not the neck. One more big inhale here. And exhale, right hand comes down. Hands are framing the right foot. And we're going to step back to that tabletop, knees to the outer edges, big toes touch, and returning to our child's pose. And find calm in the stillness and the evenness of your breath in and out. And slowly rise back up to the knees. We're going to take it to the other side. So left toes come forward, scooch them towards the top of your mat. Again, option to use those blocks if you'd like. Sending the heart forward, feeling that nice opening in your right hip flexor this time. Shoulders down away from the ears. Big inhale here in your lunge. And exhale, send the hips back, left toes pointing up towards the sky. Try to keep those hips nice and square towards the front of the room. Send the left hip back a bit, right hip forward, just to straighten them out. And again, same options as on the other side. If you want to take it to a flow, inhale as you come forward into the lunge, and exhale, sending the hips back. I have super tight hamstrings, so this is a really good feeling flow for my lower body. And I like to loosen up through movement. Always coming back to your breath. Let it anchor you. One more time, coming forward. Same options here. Move one block out of the way. Option to keep that right block underneath the right hand. Tuck the toes. Right knee up or down, your choice. And let's take it to a twist. Opening up to the left side, heart twisting open towards the ceiling. I think you're really rigging out that spine. And you can look up at your hand or look straight ahead, maybe down at your mat. Play around with it a little bit, see what feels good on your neck. One more big inhale here. And exhale, hands come down, drop the knee. Going to step that left foot back to a downward dog here and just hold it for a moment. We'll get into some standing postures here just for a few breaths. So when you're ready, start to tiptoe towards the top of your mat. Gonna hang heavy here in a forward fold just for a moment. Let that head really release. Head and your neck, actually. Just kind of let it hang there for a moment. And try to shift your weight into your toes. Feel those hamstrings turn on just a bit more. And nice and slowly we rise all the way up. Should feel good on your back. Roll the shoulders back. Bring the hands to heart center. And feel the earth underneath your feet. Standing tall, standing proud. And we'll take it into a bit of a standing flow. So when you're ready, I'm going to step back into a warrior one. So right foot stays forward, gentle bend in that right knee, left toe is pointing towards the top left corner of your mat on a bit of an angle. And we inhale the arms up, nice and proud warrior here. Really keeping the hips nice and squared towards the front of your space. And breathe. On your next exhale, straighten out that front leg, hinge at the hips like you're reaching for the front of your room, and then fold over that right leg. Great posture for blocks. And just like in a regular forward fold, release the head and the neck. Feel that nice stretch in the back of your right leg. Soften the right knee. Shift the blocks out of the way. Then let's open up to a warrior two. And take a moment here just to make sure that we're aligned. Shoulders stacked over the hips, right knee over the right ankle. You're really putting your weight into the pinky side edge of your left foot. One arm open to the front, one arm open to the back, and just gazing over your right fingertips. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. And breathe, feeling those strong legs supporting you, holding you up. Flip that right palm, inhale, reach up, peaceful warrior. And on your exhale, come back down through warrior two. Right forearm inside the right knee, and left arm reaches overhead for extended side angle. Feel that nice long line of energy from your left toes to your left fingertips. And continue down, cartwheel the hands to either side of your foot and step that right foot back, downward dog. And just stay here for a breath, pedaling out the legs if you need to. I'm just going to switch sides here to make it easier to see me. And on your next exhale, walk towards the top of your mat once again, hanging heavy here in your forward fold. And then slowly start to rise back into our mountain pose. Hands come to heart center, same flow, other side. So stepping back with the right foot now, left knee pointing towards the front of the room. Keep those hips nice and squared. Inhale the arms up overhead for warrior one. Standing nice and tall, feeling the ground underneath your feet. And start to straighten out that left leg. Exhale, hinging at the hips, reaching forward first, and then folding over the left leg. Again, option to use your blocks. And square off those hips. Pull that right hip forward, left hip back. And rising up, soften the knee, open up to that warrior two. May have to adjust your stance a bit. Again, shoulders are stacked over the hips, left knee over the left ankle. Opening up the hips here for just a few breaths. And really, again, digging that knife edge, that pinky side edge of your right foot into the mat. Flip that left palm, inhale, reach up, peaceful warrior, opening up the left side body. And exhale, coming back through warrior two, extended side angle. Maybe lift your gaze up and start to feel those stabilizer muscles in your legs. A little bit of a balance here. And once again, cartwheel the hands down, stepping back to your downward dog. This time, drop the knees down to your mat. Going to find a comfortable seated position here for just a moment. Coming back to our breath. Maybe you felt yourself getting a little bit breathy there for just a moment. And start to feel your heart rate slow down as we settle into some cool down postures. Inhale the arms up overhead. We're going to take it to a seated twist. On your exhale, turning to the right, bring your left hand to your right knee. Right arm supports the spine behind you. And on your inhale, just straighten out the spine best you can, sitting up nice and tall. And then exhale, taking it to a twist. And nice and slow, start to unravel. Bring your arms back up through center. And we twist to the opposite side. So right hand to left knee. Should feel good, taking it to a little counter stretch here from where we just were. And wringing out that spine a bit, maybe looking over your left shoulder if that feels okay on your neck. And one more time, unravel, arms come up, and hands come to heart center. Beautiful. All right, let's take it down to our mats here for some final postures. Nice and slow, lowering all the way down. Maybe bring your feet to the edges, let your knees knock together. And bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Just take a minute to arrive. And come back to the breath. Walk your feet underneath you. We'll take it to a figure four. Right ankle crosses over left knee. An option to stay right here, really focusing on opening up that hip and keeping the hips nice and squared. If you want to deepen the stretch a bit, maybe lift the left toes up off the mat. Interlace your hands underneath or behind your left hamstring. And flex the feet. And try your best to relax the whole upper body, feeling the whole length of your spine on your mat. Let go of any tension in your face, your jaw, your eyebrows. Just let everything soften. Nice and slowly return that left foot down. Pull the right knee into your chest. Let your left leg go out long. And maybe roll the ankle a bit. Our ankles that are holding us up and supporting us all day. We'll take it to a spinal twist. So bringing the left knee to the right, the right knee to the left side. And either teeing out your arms, or I like to keep my left hand here just for a little added pressure. And if it feels okay, maybe turning your head to the right side. And just feeling all the tension melt away, physically, mentally, emotionally. One of my favorite stretches for closing out a yoga practice right here. And let's return to the back. Bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself a gentle sway here, side to side. And then we'll take it to the other side. Right foot comes down to the mat. Left ankle crosses over. Again, option to stay right here, keeping the hips nice and squared, opening up that left knee. Or maybe deepen it a bit. Pull that right foot up off the mat, flexing the toes, protect your knees. And again, just focusing on the breath. And relax your shoulders and your neck. Again, your jaw, your face. Really just doing all the work in the opening of the hip here. And nice and slow, no slingshot. Let the right knee come back down. Pull the left into your chest. And again, if you took some ankle rolls on the other side, maybe take some here as well. One big inhale, exhale as we twist over to the right side this time. Left arm comes out to the side. Maybe bring your gaze to the left. And again, let it feel good. Return to center, bring the knees in one final time. Rock from side to side, feel that nice release in the low spine. And bring your feet back down to the mat, let your knees knock together once more. Bring maybe opposite hands this time, so it might feel a little strange, but whatever hand you had on your heart earlier, bring that hand to your belly. And just take a few moments here to soak up all the yummy benefits of that practice. Hopefully feeling a little bit lighter, a little bit looser, a little bit calmer. And if you have a few more moments to stay here in this quiet peace and restorative posture, then I encourage you to do so. And if this is where your practice ends today, I'm so grateful for you for joining me. And if you haven't already done so, please follow me on social media, Busy Moms Yoga. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and I'm going to try my best to get you guys some new content in the next couple weeks. I'm so grateful for you for sticking with me and seeing what I've got to offer. And I can't wait to see you again next time. Namaste.